Okay, here's the overview of Game Design Data plugin. It comes in form of a package, so you will find it in Package Manager, and also it will be available in Packages folder in the project panel. It is currently imported into the empty project, and I will start with importing one of the examples that are included with the plugin. And this example is the small game that offers player with a bunch of questions with 4 answers each, and data for this game is read from the spreadsheet, and it basically has the data and some settings on a separate page, and all this data is read into a scriptable object in the example, and it happens during the editing time, so that when game is started, it reads from the scriptable object and does not access the spreadsheet. But when I'm in the editor and want to update the data to the latest spreadsheet input, I can do that by pressing the read button next to the spreadsheet ID. That's a special field in the data structure that has spreadsheet attribute, and it informs the inspector that there should be a read button here. And if I had no data here, like if it was an empty one, pressing the read button would read it from the spreadsheet into this scriptable object. Before pressing read to demonstrate that, it is necessary to go to project settings onto the game design data tab and specify the location of credential file which is needed to access the spreadsheet. As you notice that the shared document is not public, but in order to access it, you need this service account that also has the key generated for it, and it has to be placed somewhere available to editor so that it can use it to access the spreadsheet data. So in editor, you will need to specify it in project settings, and that currently for this test data can be the credential provided with the example. And I'm also checking the verbose settings so that we can see some output from the plugin. So it's ready, and now if I press read, it will connect to the spreadsheet service and read the values into this scriptable object. Output is very minimalistic as there are no errors and warnings. And now with all the data, we can start the game to check out how it works. Let's hit play and see how these questions are presented. It's very simple. UI is very basic to not distract from the very main idea of reading the data, but it basically works like that. So you can see the timer, which is starting from 5 seconds, which is configurable in settings in the spreadsheet. And you can basically drive the whole logic of your game through the spreadsheets this way. And lastly, the way you bind these fields in your scriptable object or any other object is the attributes. So here is a script for that object. This one is a field where you specify the spreadsheet ID. It has a spreadsheet attribute that has a custom drawer displaying the read button, and then you also have settings and list of questions. They are defined like that, and these special attributes of column, row, and block. And there's also a cell attribute, which will be highlighted in other videos. These indicate from where exactly to read the data. And like, for example, a row means that value will be read to this field from the row named as you specify in the attribute. So that would read from here. And for the column, it looks up the column name here and reads the value. Blocks are somewhat special to parse the whole structures, and you can group them by value in certain column that acts as like delimiting column, and it will break two blocks like this. So that would be the first block, that would be the second one, and within block you can then go into the sub-blocks. So it first groups by question, which is done by this attribute here, and then within question you have block of answers, which is this, and so on. So that's the idea. You can create this nested hierarchy of structures, and that's how you read the very basic values from the spreadsheet. So no additional code needed except for the attributes. And that's it. Check out other videos to see how you can read into other types of objects in the runtime, and alternative way of specifying settings for the runtime. But for now, this one is focusing on the editing side, and that's it.